And we have arrived to the 1977 baseball season. Yes, it's here. I don't have as many notes. Lots happened, but I got a few notes. Okay, January 4th, Mary Shane is hired by the Chicago White Sox as the first woman play-by-play announcer. So there you go. And January 19th, Baseball Writers Association of America elects Ernie Banks into Hall of Fame. April 6th, Seattle opens its first season with a 7-0 loss to California at the Kingdome, first home of the Mariners. The next day, Toronto opens their first season with a 9-5 win over Chicago on a snowy, cold day in Exhibition Stadium. I mean, it's snow enough where it actually covered the field, and you can see where the bases were covered, and the sweepers are out, and Anne Murray sang "Oh Canada," and I think she sang the Star Spangled Banner. Doug Alda hit 2 home runs in the game. It was supposedly the crowd chanted, "We want beer." Days like this is where they eventually moved into was then the Skydome in 1989, but yeah, so that happened. April 15th, Montreal plays its first game at Olympic Stadium. 57,592 see Philadelphia win 7-2. May 9th, Toronto beats Seattle 10-4 at Exhibition Stadium in the first meeting between the two expansion teams. June 7th, Chicago White Sox take Harold Baines in the MLB draft. Same draft, Milwaukee takes Paul Molitor. June 8th, Nolan Ryan strikes out 19 for the 4th time in his career. And this one was against Toronto. July 3rd, Frank Tanana throws 14th consecutive complete game. Oh. July 5th, I think that's July 1st or July 5th. Dodgers sign Ron Kittle. And I put that note. He ends up with being from Edmonton, he ends up with the Edmonton Trappers during the first half of the 80s. And he ends up hitting a PCL record. I think it was a PCL record of 50 home runs. He hit 50 home runs in the one season with the Trappers. So hence that note. So that's a little bit of a personal home note. August 29th, Lou Brock breaks Ty Cobb's stolen base record of 892 when he ends up stealing 2 bases and gets to 893. September 3rd, Sadaharu O passes Hank Aaron for most home runs in a season in his career. So I think Sadaharu O ended up with more than 800 home runs. You can look it up if you want to. Don't quote me on it though. American League season stats. Rod Carew of Minnesota, 388 average. Led the majors. I don't know why I'm filming when it's so dark. Jim Rice of Boston, 39 home runs. Led the American League. Larry Heisel of Minnesota, 119 RBIs. Led the American League. Okay. Dave Goulds of Minnesota, Dennis Leonard of Kansas City, and Jim Palmer of Baltimore each won 20 games. 3-way tie for the American League lead. Frank Tanana of California, 2.54 ERA, led the American League. And Nolan Ryan of California, 341 strikeouts, led the majors. Because, yeah, of course he did. Dave Parker of Pittsburgh, 338 average that led the National League. George Foster of Cincinnati hit 52 home runs, which led the majors, and had 149 RBIs, which also led the majors. Steve Carlton of Philadelphia had 23 wins. That led the majors. John Candelaria of Pittsburgh, 2.34 ERA. Led the majors, naturally. Pitchers with Pittsburgh. I always think of Kent Tekulve with his little sidearm delivery. Phil Niekro of Atlanta, 262 strikeouts. Led the National League. American League standings. Second year in a row, the New York Yankees win the American League East. 100 wins and 62 losses. Baltimore goes 97 and 64, 2.5 back. As does Boston. Also 97 and 64, 2.5 back. Detroit 74 and 88, 26 back. Cleveland goes 71 and 90, 28.5 back. Milwaukee goes 67 and 95, 33 back. And Toronto finishes their first season, 54 wins, 107 losses, 45.5 games out of first. American League West. Kansas City goes 102 and 60, wins the American League West, faces the Yankees in the ALCS. Texas goes 94 and 68, 8 back. Chicago goes 90 and 72, 12 back. Minnesota goes 84 and 77, 17 back. California goes 74 and 88, 28 back. Seattle Mariners, their first season, they go 64 and 98, 38 back. And Oakland rounds out the basement with a 63 and 98 record, 38.5 back. National League East. Philadelphia Phillies, 101 wins, 61 losses, taste the National League East. Pittsburgh goes 96 and 66, 5 back. St. Louis goes 83 and 79, 18 back. Chicago goes 81 and 81, 20 back. Montreal goes 75 and 87, 26 back. When will they ever get better? Well, they will, eventually. The Mets go 64 and 98, 33 back. National League West. LA Dodgers take the division, 98 and 64. Cincinnati goes 88 and 74, 10 back. Houston goes 81 and 81, 17 back. San Francisco goes 75 and 87, 23 back. San Diego goes 69 and 93, 29 back. And Atlanta goes the miserable 61 and 80 and 61 and 101, 37 back. With the gong show that was Ted Turner. Supposedly the Atlanta team went through him and 300 managers. He was told not to step away. That was a gong show. If you're an Atlanta fan and you see this, you probably say something about that. Okay, American League Championship Series. Kansas City Royals, New York Yankees. Yankees home games were at Yankee Stadium, and Kansas City was home games were at Royal Stadium. Game on October 5 in New York. Royals 7, New York 5. Game 2 October 6 in New York. Yankees 6, Royals 2, 1-1. Game 3 October 7th in Kansas City. Royals 6, Yankees 2. Could wrap it up. Game 4 October 8th in Kansas City. Yankees 6, Royals 4, 2-2. And Game 5 October 9th in Kansas City. Yankees 5, Royals 3. New York Yankees are going to the World Series. Who do they face? Well, let's find out. National League Championship Series. Philadelphia's home games were at Veterans Stadium. Dodgers' home games were at Dodger Stadium. Game 1 on October 4th in LA. Phillies 7, Dodgers 5. Game 2 October 5 in LA. Dodgers 7, Phillies 1. Game 3 October 7th in Philadelphia. Dodgers 6, Phillies 5. And Game 4 October 8th in Philadelphia. Dodgers 4, Phillies 1. Los Angeles Dodgers are going to the World Series. 3-1 series win. And now we got mention Yankees were home games at Yankee Stadium and the Dodgers home games were at Dodger Stadium. So game 1 October 11th in New York. It goes 12 innings and the Yankees win 4-3. Game 2 on October 12th in New York. Dodgers 6, Yankees 1. Now we got an even series. Game 3 on October 14th in Los Angeles. Yankees 5, LA 3. Game 4 on October 15th in LA. Yankees 4, Dodgers 2. Chance to wrap up in LA. Game 5, October 16th in LA. Dodgers 10, Yankees 4. Now it's 3-2. Can they finish it off here? Oh, this is when Reggie Jackson goes off. Game 6, Reggie Jackson hits 3 home runs on 3 consecutive pitches off 3 different pitchers. In Game 6, the Yankees win 8-4 at home on October 18th. Yankees win their millionth World Series. And with the home run he had late in Game 5, he hit a home run off of 4 different pitchers. Astounding, really. But yeah, that was what happened in 1977. Tomorrow, 1978. Who do we see winning the World Series tomorrow? Well, let's find out and stay tuned tomorrow. Unless you cheat and look it up. Then that's cheating. Until tomorrow, stay tuned.